The state of Georgia is known for many things. Pecan trees, historical buildings, and beautiful sights can be found throughout the state. However, not all of these locations have peaceful histories. Georgia's first facility for the treatment of mental illness and developmental disabilities was built in Milledgeville, Georgia. Known as the Georgia Lunatic Asylum, the complex of buildings opened in 1842. At first, the asylum was set up to remind patients of an extended family. Patients and caregivers alike shared meals, company, and respect. By the 60s, the number of people living at the asylum increased to over 10,000 individuals. Throughout the course of the asylum's history, there were thousands of people who came through. As with any asylum in the United States, some residents were simply victims of circumstance. Women suffering the alleged disorder of hysteria, for example. Others were there because of decisions they made during their lifetime that shaped their futures in negative ways. Julia Force was one of these patients.
Before I begin, I want it to be clear that you know my sisters deserved what happened to them. I am the oldest of my sisters, but I have 2 brothers who are older than I am. My 2 brothers, my 2 sisters, and my 2 parents were all absolutely horrible to me during my lifetime. I suffered their abuse consistently for years, and I grew tired of it. One day, Albert, my brother, decided to make a remark to a local shopkeeper that my credit was not worthy. I could stand the abuse no longer. I knew that there was only one way to solve the problem for good. I had to find a way to embarrass my family and get my retaliation in one fell swoop. I had to do the unthinkable. I had to kill my sisters. It's February 26, 1893, and I am ready for what I have to do. Everyone's out of the house except for me, Florence, and Minnie, and the bullets in my gun are just begging to meet my sisters. They don't even notice as I creep up behind them and there goes Minnie, her 28 years of life brought abruptly to an end. There's Florence, who won't live a day past the age of 32, but suffers greatly as she waits for the effects of my actions to free her from misery. I don't panic. I feel calmer than I ever have before. Instead of fleeing, I simply change into something appropriate to wear out, leave my sisters to bleed out on the floor, and go straight to the police station to inform them of exactly what I have done. I have won. My family is outraged and decide to send me away to the state asylum. No matter. I make friends here in Milledgeville, and by becoming close to Miss John Anna Darnell, the granddaughter of former Governor David B. Mitchell, I secure a permanent resting place in Memory Hill Cemetery. My grave is unmarked, but I made the tour list. Now I am free forever.
Julia Force was one of the residents of Central State Hospital, but she was not the last. Eventually, the majority of the buildings shut down, and patients were no longer accepted in the droves they once were. Now, only one building is still open. People are not allowed to walk the halls of Central State Hospital because they are decomposing and falling to ruin. You can only go as far as the sidewalk. As you walk around, you realize that mere decades ago, broken people stood where you stand. Some were beyond repair, but some were forced to cling to hope behind the barred-off windows of the asylum. You are where Julia Force befriended Joanna Darnell. You are where doctors practice lobotomies. You are on the outside looking in. But you will never fully understand what it was like to be one of the insiders looking out.